You were quick. You were really quick today.
I'm the quickest with this new system, mate.
Yeah, good man. Now Richard's here. And James is not here.
James isn't coming in today. He's had enough. He's off watching Ant and Dec in the jungle, I think.
He was going to turn his camera on. Turned it on. I had to turn it, take him off.
Somebody every week somebody turns us off. It's you, John. You do it.
It is me, because I know Rick's waiting to play the credits. I'm like, fucking bloke.
Do not trust that.
Oh.
He's just cut himself off. Still muted again.
That isn't me. I am not doing that. That is not me.
That I can see Richard smiling. Richard smiling.
That was
absolute filth.
An attempt at comedy timing. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Ideal Home Show, number 100 and something.
Eight.
On tonight's show, we're going to dedicate this show to squonking. We're not necessarily going to talk about it, but we're dedicating it. This show goes out to all the squonkers.
Big up this one.
If you want to go fast.
Yes. We will be finding out what John had for breakfast. We'll be talking to two lovely guests. We've got two, not one, but two guests.
We've gone with the two.
And with exclusive news as well. Not specifically exclusive, but certainly things they want to talk about. We'll have a mod showcase, I'm sure, Rick, won't we?
We have got one little mod to show off this week.
I bet I know what it is.
Yeah, that's a lovely one.
I think we've got a little cheeky giveaway or two.
Yeah, I've got one, and I think there's another one.
The Blivinator's got one.
Oh.
Let's dive in. I have had a correspondence from a fan of the show that says, for a live drinking show, it's weird that we don't always say what we're drinking.
That is true, actually. Yeah,
I mentioned that last week, I'm sure.
Yeah, I said what I was drinking last week after James said about that.
It's weird that we don't talk about drinking though on a live drinking show.
Let's make a point of talking about the beer.
Right, excellent. So, when are they guests?
I think we'll put them in now and then carry on with the handshakes. Yeah, like hello and stuff, and then carry on with the handshakes.
How about a hyper sincere John special intro?
That would be lovely.
Hyper sincere. Yes, we can do that tonight. Joining us. They're very easy to explain. Actually, Paul from Druid's Brew. I think everybody knows who he is. Bread of Heaven and Snow Queen and all these things which are very popular, especially in my mouth to lung kind of thing. Yeah, very well renowned. And right next to him, Mr. Martin Bush of Manabush, who again was one of the pioneers of British tobaccos. I mean, these are the two real pioneers of British tobacco liquids, and they're joining us live tonight. And this is Martin, and if my finger doesn't slip and I don't try and block Rick, did it again. It's Paul. Hello, welcome to the show, Martin. And
Hello.
Paul. Hello.
Welcome, Martin and Paul. Beautiful to have you here.
Really, really is. Yeah. I hope you're both drinking alcohol. It's filtered to the law.
Hi.
Gin.
The clink.
Yes, I must admit, on the old rum tonight.
Good man.
Excellent. Should we just do a 6-way hand check?
Yeah, let's do it. We'll do speedy hand checks or something.
Speedy hands. Okay. John, what did you have for breakfast?
Overnight oats. Raspberries.
Any more Christmassy yet?
I've got a Christmas t-shirt on. Look.
Oh yeah.
That's my Christmas t-shirt. That's as Christmas as it gets.
What are you vaping on? How's your week been? Where do you stand on tinsel?
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Household or multicolored?
Oh, Gonna go for it. I'm gonna save that one for the end. How's work been? Good. Really busy. Everybody's obviously shopping for Christmas with their vaping supplies, and obviously people know that people are stocking up. It's like Tesco on Christmas Eve. You've got to cram as much stuff as you can. Absolutely been busy. That was what Porky Pig would say. As I said, for breakfast I had overnight oats with raspberry. So that means overnight oats with cranberry is going to meet me in the morning. It's lovely. I like the cranberry more than the raspberry. What am I vaping on? I'll do this as quick as possible. First off, I've got that one in the billet box with Bradley's doors.
Very nice.
That does sound like the Bradley doors. Yep, that one, extra set, billet box.
Son of Diana.
Sorry, son of Diana, Bradley doors. Next up, I've got Epistle carrot cake in my Dacus Switchvet Squonker. I saw Mr. Dacus earlier today. He was dressed. I don't know if many people know this. Mike works part-time as a traffic cone, and he took his little white belt off today, but he was still in orange. That's only funny to Mike because he knows what he's wearing, and so do I. It's very orange. On that, I have got the B2K. It looks a little bit like that. Look at that mold. It's very good. Next up, I have got a Phobic Mods little squonker with an Origin Little on top and 45 milligram Cactus Punch in it. Salt Nick. Still, just haven't got over the Salt Nick thing because it's just don't use any liquid. It's very nice. And last but by no means least, I have got a next something. I'm going to say it's the next stasis, but I can't remember which one it is. I'm sure people in chat will correct me if they can see that. And inside of that, I have cracked open a bottle of the. You might have to help me. Indigene, I'm going to call it. Indigene. Indigene.
What's its proper pronunciation, Paul? Indigene?
Well, it depends.
Okay.
It is Indigene. You could say Indigene if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Or
it's up to you, really.
I'm going to go with Indigene then. Indigene. And I have gone for the Tomahawk, actually. Tomahawk, which is tobacco and fig, if I'm not wrong.
Correct.
And I've got that on top of another Dacus creation. And in mouth to lung, this will scare you sub-ohms, but it's 1.1 ohms, 14.6 watts. I'm really rocking it. See, like 5 years ago, that would freak you out that I went above 10 watts. You'd be going, what the fuck does he need that much power?
Blow your face off with that.
I still think that.
Yeah, it's really nice actually. It's very earthy, and the fig is like a ripe fig, not dried fig. My fig taste that I get from it. I'm going to go with a guest. We're going to annoy you with a. I'm going to go Paul. Paul,
yeah.
How's your week? You have to store the questions up. Oh no, wait there, tinsel. Shit, hold on, tinsel. I've got a really weird thing. We kind of go with a one color tinsel. I don't know what color that is this year. It's normally like a silvery kind of. People kind of like silver, and that's about it. Really. So everything's silver, like the baubles are silver and the tinsel silver. But I really like the smell of tinsel warmed up by Christmas lights. It smells nice. I don't know why, but I do like that. Because it reminds me of, do you remember we were all alive in the 80s. Do you remember in the 80s when everything was foil? Do you remember there was like foil stars?
Oh yeah, I remember all that stuff. Yeah, you got those silly things that you unfold and make a big ball, don't they?
Yeah,
that's the one.
Streamers from the ceiling.
Yeah, and the whole house smelled of like slightly warmed plastic. And that was
like a dodgy packaging factory.
Yeah, that's what it smelled like. Yeah, and it reminds me of those Christmases with £1 market decorations. Fucking brilliant. Right, That's where I am on that. Sorry, Paul. So you kind of have to store the questions in your mind, and then we'll go back to it, and then you will, and then do them all in a row. What did you have for lunch? How's your week been? What are you vaping on? What's the best thing you ever won? Won. I'm going to call it one in a Christmas cracker. Paul.
Bloody hell. Right, what did I have for lunch?
Yeah.
Right, I started a juice fast today. Yeah, I know.
You had pseudoscience.
I just necked a load of juice this afternoon. It didn't work out though. I haven't stuck to it.
I definitely won't. It's impossible. That's why they create them.
What sort of a week have I had? It's been pretty busy. We've obviously just launched the website and had lots of stuff to do with regard to that and lots of tweaks. I'm sure Martin will back me up on that.
Yeah.
But it's been good fun though. It's been a great week. Lots of thanks to everybody who's piled in and made an earlier pre-order or an early order to support the launch of the new company. It's been fantastic. We've had a great response. So thanks for that.
Brilliant. Thanks.
And then what's the nicest thing I ever got in a Christmas cracker? Well, I would say the best thing.
Yeah, best.
Well, it wasn't strictly a Christmas cracker, but I did Christmas raffle once, and I ended up with a box. So it was a rather nice box, like a one-off.
Oh, nice.
That he made for me. He made it for that raffle, and then he personalised it for me. It was fantastic. It's a fantastic, beautiful thing.
Very cool.
That was probably the nicest Christmas kind of surprise. It wasn't in a cracker, so I'm cheating.
Yeah, sort of. Have you got enough thinking because they're going to be begging for it? Have you got? Can you think of something you've won in a Christmas cracker? Who doesn't love the plastic moustache?
It's really awful.
Still love a plastic.
Yeah, the emotion measuring fish is quite nice.
Yes.
Oh, that's quite a good one. The fish.
I think I might have ended up with a miniature Rubik's cube on a keychain.
That is nice. Yeah. Or like a miniature screwdriver.
They're numerous.
Always a good winner as well. Love it.
There are too many. There are too many to choose from, really. But those are
you get the baby. You get the baby nail clippers if you're lucky, don't you?
They're good. Yeah. If you found a baby, the people get really whingy if you just grab one.
I know. Well, yeah. She's supposed to use these nail clippers.
And what are you vaping on? That's quite important. We're meant to be a vaping show. They say.
Are you still asking me?
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so.
Okay. So I'm on one of the prototypes from Indigene at the moment. So this is something we haven't released any information about yet.
Oh, okay.
At the moment, it's a variant of Tamahawk.
Right. So
this is part of the scheme. Really, is some of the tobaccos are all going to be related to each other. That's by no means all that we're going to make, but we are going to have a bunch of tobaccos that have, that are related to each other flavour-wise. But we're putting extra things in and tweaking them. Yeah. So this is going to be one of the next releases.
Very cool.
Isn't it, Martin?
It is indeed. Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's the one I think it is.
There you go. It is.
Yeah.
You know the one.
I do. Vaping it myself.
Yeah.
And now, Paul, you have to inflict it upon somebody else, and your choices are obviously James, Richard, Rick, or Martin.
Right. So I have to ask a similar set of questions.
A similar
That's
set of
evil.
questions, yeah, it's fun.
I thought I was going to be able to sit here all passive like.
Yeah, we like to not do that.
Okay. So it can be anything, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to ask Rick. Rick, what did you? I don't know. What was the last most embarrassing car breakdown incident you've ever been involved in?
That's pretty good. You kind of have to think that'll be your bonus, and then you kind of and then repeat the first three that I did. Otherwise, you're going to have a brain hemorrhage trying to work out fucking 4 independent ones.
Okay. Okay, and you know, so I have to repeat some of your questions, do I?
Oh yeah, just the first three. So the how's your week and all that.
How's your week been? And yeah, what did you have for dinner?
Perfect. And what are you vaping on?
There you
Just
go.
because it's a vaping show.
Oh, what you vaping on? Yeah, it'd been polite not to ask, wouldn't it? Yeah, you're right.
How's the week been? Week's been busy, really good. I think it's starting to slow down a bit now. I think people chill out a bit with the modding towards Christmas. So yeah, they're still busy. Always busy. It's good. What did I have for tea? I had leftover chili and 2 pieces of toast. So I had for tea this evening. Yeah, it was nice.
When you say 2 pieces, do you mean 2 slices or 1 slice cut in half?
It was 2 slices, but it wasn't a full-size loaf. It was one of those sort of 3/4 loaves.
Oh yeah, like a toasty.
So it's like 1.5 pieces of slices of bread, I'd say, by the time it's...
Like a metric loaf.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what... it's small, and it was all right.
White?
No, it was brown, actually. And it was out of the freezer, because we cobbled it together, our tea, tonight. Because I cobbled my tea together. Annie didn't have tea with me. She went out taking the girls to taekwondo. So I had some microwave chili, 1.5 slices of toast,
Marge?
cheese. No, I didn't have any butter, or I wouldn't have had Marge anyway. You know, I'm too busy throwing it at Northerners.
Why, that's me. I'm the Marger.
I had no Marge, but I had some mayonnaise and some cheese on my chili. And
mayonnaise on the chili.
Well, you can use. I prefer mayonnaise to sour cream now, to be honest. Yeah. Well, I like it. That's what I had.
Nice. Sounds good.
What am I vaping on? Right, I'm vaping on that stuff as well. Tamahawk.
Yeah.
Tamahawk in this beautiful thing.
It sounded like fucking Rain Man for a second there. It was wicked.
Tamahawk. And I've got one of these little beauties as well. I think that's fair. Hadley on the top. So I'm enjoying that. Thank you ever so much for sending that to us this week, fellas.
Yes. How would you describe it?
Sorry?
How would you describe it, Tamahawk?
I'm struggling to pick up the fig, but I think it's it's probably the setup I've got. This is more of a. I know by how good the Manabush juice is, because I've tried that. If this went in my K-Fun 5 at 15 watts, I'd probably get more flavour than I am out of this. But no, I'm just picking up the tobacco on this setup. But it's nice. It's a change. It's good to have a change. I like the tobacco vapes. You can get fruited out, can't you? You can have too much of the same thing. So it's good to have a mix-up. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's nice. I'm looking forward to getting on the other one as well when I've finished that bottle. Next, I'm on the Hadley on an Infiniome Switch Vet Squonker. What have we got in there? Massive melons. That's what I've got in there. Massive melons. From our friends down in St Ives, our Cornish friends. What else? Okay, I made a door for my MMX Squonker the other day.
It was very funky.
Yeah, I had to make it because the design was wrong originally, and I got it sent. Ordered the print up, and the door was too loose.
I'm loving seeing your squonks everywhere, and people. There's a guy who got his a college tutor to print one up.
Yeah, I saw that. That's brilliant. It's good to see. Yeah, it's great. I'm glad. I'm happy to give something back. You know, it's nice to. It didn't take much of an effort on my part. It's, you know, an hour of designing, and people are enjoying it. It's good. I like it. Voodoo Brew on the Goon 24, old Goon. Vince's tip on top. I do like those tips, man. Oh, good.
He's got fantastic tasting liquid as well.
Vince has.
Yeah.
Has he?
Oh no, Big. Sorry, I was thinking of Big Tip.
Oh no, he makes good tips too. I've just got Vince's at the moment though.
Sorry, my bad.
And what have I got in here? I've got this. Oh, which one is it? Oh yeah, Mango Lassie, another Goon on my Purge 2700 mod. And yeah, I'm impressed. You know, a few weeks of using, or a couple of weeks of using those 2700 NCR 2700A batteries. the Sanyo A ones, and it's holding up nicely. It's holding up. It lasts longer than an 18650, and it hits like a VTC 5A. So yeah, I'm really pleased with those batteries. Really good. So get them. Norbert's got them. I think.
Don't forget to say what you're drinking.
What I'm drinking. Okay, I've got some good beers. I've just finished one. I've just finished a Pig and Porter Sky Larkin. It's only a 4%, but it's quite hoppy. It was good. And I'm now on a Ruination double IPA. It's got a little devil man on the front there. Cool, eh? Yeah.
Fancy.
And it's nice and hoppy. It's German, actually. German IPA. Stone Ruination. Yeah, very nice. That's it. So, James, how's your week been? What are you vaping on? What did you have for lunch yesterday?
Don't say ham salad sandwich.
What are you drinking? And what do you think of carol singers? They come knocking at your door.
Thank you very much, Rick. Thank you very much. I have had a good week. It has been quite busy. It's been a bit of a birthday week. I've got my son's birthday, my father-in-law's birthday. It's my birthday tomorrow. It's my brother's birthday after the weekend. Birthday-tastic. I don't know what the Blythe mums were thinking around about the March time, but it's
nothing on the telly.
They're thinking about cock.
been a lot of birthdays and a lot of birthdays coming. Decorating
you can't say that. You're too nice and fresh and young.
It was hanging out there.
Yeah,
it was hanging out there. Yeah.
Porcelain faced, beautiful man. So it's been a good week. It's been a good week. So we had the little fella's birthday party at the weekend. And we had a house full of people, and we had party food, and there was just crumbs and chocolate cake just everywhere. But it was good. I mean, it looked a bit like by the time we were home, because we had this super tall, triple, quadruple chocolate cake for everyone to munch on as the birthday cake. It looked a bit like an explosion in a sewage plant. Kids just fingerprints everywhere with the chocolate cake. It was like some sort of German Scheiße movie set. It was just everywhere. It was just everywhere.
I think you revealed more about yourself than the cake.
You didn't save any of this cake for tomorrow, then?
No. I'm not. I haven't really got a sweet tooth. Tomorrow, my wife is in the kitchen, or she has been in the kitchen the last couple of hours.
Tomorrow, she only goes in the kitchen on your birthday. She's been baking this evening, but not a cake. She's been baking as a pie. I have a birthday pie, because I haven't got a sweet tooth, so I'm going to have a corned beef and potato pie with some candles in, because that is what I'd prefer.
Corned beef and potato pie.
If you've not had a homemade corned beef and potato pie, then you've not lived.
That's like a corned beef hash in a pie, then, isn't it?
It is essentially, but with she does a really thin buttery pastry. It's awesome. I really enjoy it.
Are you a ketchup on your corned beef hash sort of fella?
No. This is too good to spoil with a condiment, Rick.
Really?
Honestly, it is awesome. It's a good. It's a really. Since I've known Emma about 10, 11 years, whatever. She's always baked it for us. I love it. I really love it. It's a great pie. I like it.
No moistener of any sort. Like,
it's not required.
Huh?
I cross my heart and hope to pop a needle in my eye. It's good. It's a damn good pie, and I would take it over. I think last year she does an awesome baked cheesecake. And last year she did a Japanese baked cheesecake, and it was cushy. It was really delicious. But I would still prefer something savoury. So that is my that's my way. I've been watching. I haven't done a lot. I watched Walking Dead. Did you watch Walking Dead? It was good. It's been getting better. Have you noticed it's been getting better than Walking Dead? Walking Dead.
Oh, Walking Dead. Yes, I watched that. Yeah.
This season, I thought it was being terrible, but it's been getting better. It got better, and we had a bit of a revelation. I don't want to give it a spoiler in case everybody hasn't seen it.
I didn't watch it. It's garbage, but people.
So a bit of a spoiler, a bit of a revelation. I didn't realise that Rick Grimes was actually a boxer short man. I had him down as possibly jockeys or a brief, something with a bit more support. But now apparently he's a boxer short man. And that's what really surprised us. That really surprised us. So I'm sorry to spoil that for anybody who hasn't seen it, but it's a good episode. So that's my week. That's my week so far. I did have some good vape mail, which kind of blends nicely into one of my vaping on. I had the best vape mail I've ever had, possibly from Chris Scott McKenzie. I don't really know that. From Chris Scott of Chris Scott Mods, and he did us a door. And I'll try and show you this on camera.
Oh, yes, I saw this.
Hand behind it.
Which is that going to work?
It's an intergalactic hitchhiker symbol.
It is the sign for Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. If I put that behind, does that make any
Get it. Probably might.
You've maybe seen the pictures on the page, and that is on my Infinity Mods 356 RS, my IM 356 RS, and in there I have got Tabak, which I'm thoroughly enjoying. Got the Vaping V2 on there as per usual, and I've got it's a nice little setup. You know, I've got my Ultim door, my Ultim button.
James, hold the mod up. Hold the mod up with the door on, and you'll be able to see it.
Do you think it's quite subtle? It's quite. I really.
Oh, there
like
you go. You're getting a bit of light on it now.
Yeah. Is that catching it?
Yeah. Perfect.
It is. Can I have a lift to Saturn? Isn't it?
It is. It's an electronic thumb, if you like.
I'm a big Douglas Adams fan as well, so I kind of think it's fantastic.
I have. You know, it's one of my earliest memories. One of my earliest childhood memories is receiving the Restaurant at the End of the Universe, the Pan book with the original cover, from some sort of giveaway from Cadbury, Cadbury Star Bar. They went away and they came back again a few years ago. Yeah. Some sort of giveaway, and I was only maybe 5 or 6, and I had this book, and I took it. I remember taking it to school, like for the teacher to read at story time, and I was 5 or 6 with this book rocking into school. And
that's pretty hitchhiker at 5 or 6 is pretty fucking yeah.
And I remember it was the teacher was Mrs. Payne, and I remember her starting, and it starts off crazy. It talks about what does it start? Anyway, it starts off pretty crazy, and so there's a lot of words that are just completely made up. And
I'd love to have seen your teacher getting to like atheist bits and stuff. That would
we didn't get past maybe the first 30 or 40 words. She was like, "Oh no, I don't think that's for us."
Let's find out what Timmy the Hamster's up to.
Yeah. Like I say, I was very young. Anyway, so that's in that setup. In the other hand, but I'm a massive Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy fan. Massive Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy fan. On the other hand is Lugos, as per usual. I was going to have my carrot cake in here, but it's still statement, and I'm going to keep it for Christmas. I like to have I have something especially tasty for the Christmas period, so I'm going to keep my carrot cake, my pistol carrot cake for that. So I've got some tobacco crunch in there from concentrate, again, Viper, and a whistle on the top. So that is what I'm vaping in that hand. What did I have for my lunch yesterday? My memory is so awful. I probably had a sandwich. I'll tell you what I had for my lunch today. I had a sandwich today. Did I have a sandwich yesterday? I probably did. I eat sandwiches for lunch. Oh no, I didn't. I didn't have a sandwich yesterday. What I had yesterday was some homemade. I'm being really northern apparently tonight with the pie for birthday, and I had homemade soup. I had homemade broth with a shank and vegetables, which means
I don't think that's particularly northern.
Is it not? I don't know. It's
if it was like a stock or something, then yeah, that would be northern.
I've got no idea what that means.
Well, that is what makes a broth a stock, isn't it? It is stock.
I said a sock.
Oh, a sock. Oh.
I don't know why socks are not. Anyway, that's what I had for me. That's what I had for me lunch yesterday. And what
flavour was it though? What flavoured broth was it?
It was
Rock flavour.
like a vegetable broth. You know, with a shank in there, Rick.
A what? A shank? What, a beer? A beer?
A shank.
A lamb shank. Lamb shank.
Ham shank.
I thought you had a shant in it.
Ham shank.
A ham shank.
Okay, yeah.
That's not Cockney rhyming slang.
No, I thought you meant you had a shant in it, as in you put a beer in it.
I didn't have a ham shank in the soup. There was a joint of bone-in ham shank in the soup. Is this making sense? It's like so like a ham broth sort of thing then. Ham, vegetable, pulses, that sort of thing. It's I think it's pretty common around here. Anyway, and what am I drinking? I'm drinking Rick and Morty Backers. I'm drinking Rheinbacher, some German lager, which is quite tasty. Whew.
You've got to pass it on, son.
Good times.
Excellent.
Ham shant and Rheinbacher.
Ham shank and Rick and
Just a
Morty
standard
Backers.
Thursday night. A lager and a ham shank.
Yeah.
Ham shant.
Okay. Martin. Good evening.
Hello.
I'll not leave you in limbo any longer. It's horrible just sitting there waiting for somebody to pick you. It's like
PE.
I'm fine.
It's like when you're at school and they're trying to pick a team. For
Oh, yeah.
Poor Richard's going to be the last one.
I'll be at the back of the queue for that one.
Okay, Martin. Let's. How's your week been?
It's been
No, wait, I'm giving you all
mental.
the questions on in one go. This is a quick fire thing. I'm just going to give you all the questions in one go. How's your week been? What are you drinking? What you're vaping on? And what is your favourite kind of cheese?
Loving the cheese question. That was wicked.
Knob cheese. How's my week been? It's been hectic. Really hectic. It's been pretty good. I like it hectic. We've been, obviously, there's the new launch that me and Paul have been doing, which is it's been great. And at the same time, we've been having some new machinery and stuff installed as well, which has been hectic. It's been swinging around on cranes and stuff above the building, which is quite frightening. But other than that, yeah, it's been great. What was the other questions? Oh, yeah, what am I drinking? I'm drinking Too Much Sipsmiths with some sort of aromatic tonic, which is really very nice. I like Sipsmiths.
And that's gin.
It is gin. Yes, that's correct. Yeah, I'm a big girl's blouse. I don't drink beer.
I like gin. I've been drinking gin this week. We Annie, my wife, our son works at a place called Master of Malt that sell really good spirits. Started off with whiskies, they sell other stuff. But he popped in and gave her a gin advent calendar.
Yeah, I've been wanting one of them, but no one will buy me one.
Yeah, they're about 100 quid, so they are quite expensive.
Yeah, I have been after one. Although I'm not entirely sure I should neck one of those before I go to work in the morning.
Fine. Just if you get pulled over, just say it's the advent calendar.
What was the other question? So yeah, what about you?
Did I say that?
Sorry?
Did you have your lunch?
What did I have for my lunch? I had I had a lamb shawarma actually.
Nice.
Yeah, we've got a little sort of Lebanese place around the corner from us. There's a wicked one.
I don't think I've ever heard of one of those. What is it? Like a kebab?
Shawarma, it's like a posh kebab. Yeah, it's like a kebab but with real meat rather than toenails. It's good.
Yeah, I quite like the odd toenail though.
I've got nothing against the odd toenail.
When you're drunk, you can't beat a good toenail.
No, that's true. It's very true.
How far is your shawarma away from you, Martin? Is it in very close proximity?
About 50 yards.
Yeah, you're about the same as me. I think I'm maybe 75 yards, and I put a shawarma at the end of the street. It's so tempting to just eat shawarmas.
I do love a shawarma. I had a shawarma hummus because I don't eat a lot of bread. So it's just like a bed of hummus with shawarma on the top of it. It's great.
Wow. It's pretty
It's
cool.
really nice. I'm vaping, currently I'm vaping Conapacker. And this new one that me and Paul were talking about earlier.
Tell us about this Conapacker, because I'm about to tuck into it in the next few days.
Okay. It's the same base as Tamahawk, which you've tried. So it's got the same sort of background tobacco to it. And it's overlaid with kind of a coffee and chocolate and a little bit of caramel.
Yeah, that's what I picked up the coffee when I smelt it.
Yeah. The coffee, it's sort of, it's quite layered. Sometimes you'll vape it and you go, wow, coffee, and another time you'll vape it and you'll get chocolate instead. So it changes all the time. Certainly, it'll change different watts and whatever as well.
I think I'm probably going to like that one. I was a big fan of the I don't probably pronounce this wrong. Chiricahua Sun.
You pronounced it exactly right.
Oh, I did. Cool. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that one. That's lovely.
Cool. I'd advise you to try the Tamahawk on something a bit more mouth to lunging, because you're missing out on a lot of fig, which I think is probably the key part of it, really.
I think when I got the Chiricahua Sun off of you at Vape Fest.
Yes.
I put it straight in the K-Fun 5, and it was quite amazing for me to vape at 15 watts and get so much flavour.
See, I find it quite amazing to vape at anything above 15 watts.
Well, I think it would just blow my throat out. To be honest, it's not a full bore 50-60 watt juice, is it?
No, not at all. I don't think anything I do, with the exception of the bunker range, for me personally, I don't think anything I do does, and I think probably the same for Paul to an extent, isn't it, mate?
Yes, I go along that. Although people do, to be honest, people
do. Yeah, they do with ours as well. I don't know why they do, but they do.
Yeah, and they're very happy.
Yeah,
but it's not my style of vaping, to be honest.
Mine either.
You know, just 350 pipe mods. That's my thing. And
old school.
You know, old school, very. Yeah.
I'm pretty much still on herons. That's how behind I am.
Are you still on herons, Martin?
Herons all the time. Look at that. Look. Yeah.
Blimey, I remember your thread on Planet the Vapes about how to build a heron. That must be three-year-old.
Yeah, if not more. Yeah, I think so. I can't remember how long ago it is. It seems like forever. But I've found it really hard to find an atomizer I like as much ever since then. All this time. The one that's come closest recently is the Vandy Vapes Berserker, which I think is brilliant for the price of it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Right.
Okay.
Did I miss one?
Well, if you didn't answer them all, did you answer them all?
I think so. I did food, I did vaping, I did drinking, and how the week's been. Yeah, I think I did.
Yeah, so pass it on. I think we've only got one left. We have
only got that. Vic, yeah. Vic. Hello. Vic, how's your week been?
Hello.
What did you have for dinner? What are you vaping at the minute? And what do you want for Christmas?
Oh. Okay. Week's been all right. Fairly standard. What do I want for Christmas? Well, we did a thread actually that got a bit out of hand on the group because I buy my own Christmas present and then, well, no, that's not what we do actually. I tell my wife what I want. She then picks it. Then I then buy it. She then wraps it.
That sounds like a really good idea, to be fair.
I think it's quite a good discussion to have across like, cause like we're all men over 30. I think it's quite a little discussion, really, because
I think it's a little bit odd that you even bother with the wrapping, though.
Yes, that is.
I do. I'm with Richard. I like it. I like the fact that I always like it when I hear that people have got something that works, whatever the fuck it is. Like, so we went to go and stay in a hotel in Kent last weekend because my wife wanted to go to Lakeside, so we were staying there. And
was that last weekend you were down?
Yeah, it was last weekend.
Oh, I didn't know it's so soon. Right.
And my wife wanted to pay for it, so she paid for it. And then when on the way home, she said, "What do you want for Christmas?" And I said, "Half of that hotel." And she went, "You can't do that." And I said, "I can. That's not against the rule. So I have half of that hotel, and then just two little things because I really just don't give a shit. I don't want anything for Christmas. Just add little tiny things." Yeah. What do you do, James? Are you a fan of Richard's method?
Yes and no. I'm quite fussy. I am quite fussy, but and some years, if I want something quite specific, then I will sometimes give an item number, or if it's an thing. Or last year I wanted a coat, so we went coat shopping and I picked a coat that I wanted.
In my head, I've got a mental image of you doing it like sort of 10-year-old, like get back to school shopping.
Yeah.
Don't want this one.
No, because I thoroughly enjoy shopping. I like going out and shopping. I like buying for myself. I like buying for other people. I like buying stuff. I'm a consumer. I enjoy it. I quite like it. So that's not a problem for us. And it's a bit of a mixed bag. So there's surprises, and there is something that you want. What do you want for Christmas? I would like X for Christmas, and I shall buy you X for Christmas, and then you get little surprises on top. We do set a limit though, because a financial limit, because in the past we've gone a little bit crazy and stuff, and it's nice to kind of see it. Well,
absolutely, totally with you. We have limits. We just say this is the limit, and we don't, and it's always the same every year.
Me and Annie have a limit. We have a limit too. We say don't bother spending any money on it, either of us. The limit is 0. But you know what? Thing is though, we it's a waste, isn't it? I mean, we buy anything we ever want. So
exactly. Oh, yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Exactly.
Just to buy some junk.
That's because that's
so much.
You say you wanted a coat, James. Does that mean you just shivered until December the 25th?
Pardon?
Did you just shiver until December the 25th?
I did. Yeah, I was so.
I heard that his dad's got the coat that he wants that he got off his granddad.
It was
waiting for his dad to die. So he could get
Still waiting.
No. I've got multiple coats. I have a wardrobe. You think? Because, I thought you were northern. You were also northern, Rich.
Yeah, we wear coats down here though.
Because you're in your cosmopolitan needs. You come round here on this shore.
No, I don't. I'm with Rick. I'm not sure about gifts that are things that you need. Like, because if you need it, just get it.
No. Sorry, I didn't. I didn't say. Did I say I needed a coat? I required a coat. I wanted a coat.
You just fancied it.
Yeah, I wanted something. I wanted something small. I wanted something. I wanted a wool kind of Crombie style coat. I had functional coats. I wanted something a little bit more gentlemanly. That's okay, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Sorry, I kind of went off on a massive tangent as well.
For lunch, I had. Well, I'll tell you what I had. I had a KFC.
Oh, that is a sparkling lunch. Well done.
What did you have? Have they still got those special burgers on that they're doing at the moment?
I had a rice box.
And is that a box of rice?
Yeah.
Did it have any chicken in it?
Yeah, chicken, rice.
Not that popcorn chicken rubbish.
Oh, I like that. I like
it's
that.
awful.
No.
Yeah, no, it's this rumor sort of just went round, and I just heard a whisper that KFC was now selling rice, and I just thought, next time.
You wait till muck rice comes out, you're gonna go fucking nuts.
Yeah, that does sound good. It was all right. It was nice. It was it was like a street foodie. Is that a thing down south?
Yes, I'll go with that. It's fine. Apart from no, it wasn't because it had to look slightly dirty and cost you 4 times as much as just normal food.
You just have to eat off,
and you have to be served by a person with a pair of glasses on without lenses in them.
If it's not slowly leaching cardboard into your meal, then it's not.
Ideally eating off of a dirty curb.
Yeah, and then you're really street fooding it.
I did notice that a lot of people were ordering the seasonal fries. They looked good.
Seasonal, not seasoned, but seasonal.
They're not doing that thing. I remember last year, KFC, they did a thing in November or 1st of December where they're trying to sell you turkey and stuffing. It's like, for fuck's sake, we're going to have enough of that. Just in one day, we would have been sick of that. But yeah, they're trying to flog it before.
No, it was like fries with like paprika on and.
What's seasonal about paprika then?
Yeah,
it's a seasoning.
I don't know.
Oh, it's a seasoned fry, not a seasoning.
They looked and smelled great anyway.
I don't know. Rick wanted sort of mace and an orange with cloves jam.
And cloves and cinnamon on your fries.
Hey there, you fucker.
That's what it had. It was a turkey, but it was a turkey burger thing with cranberry sauce. That's
I don't want that. I don't want that.
I don't want that. And stuffing. Like, no.
Dirty bastards.
Fucking awful. That Colonel Sanders needs a slap.
I heard he killed a guy. Drinking Brewdog Santa Paw. That's also their seasonal.
Santa Paws. Why is it? What? There's a silly name in there.
Santa Paws. Well, Brewdog.
Got paws, has he? Oh, I suppose, yeah. And dog, I suppose, yeah.
It's a Christmas Scotch ale.
Oh.
And that, I'm interchanging those with Witchwood Brewery Dry Neck.
Oh.
That's actually better than I thought it would be.
You can get some cream for that, apparently.
Yeah. I thought a lot of the Witchwood ones are really bland, aren't they? But it's all right, actually. So that's what I'm drinking. Vaping on. Right. I'm going to do this in a minute. The E-Leaf Kia? No. I don't know what the E-Leaf mod is. Seen one, seen them all. It's this one with the Bonza on top, and
I think it's called the IKEA, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it might as well be. I don't know. It's really grown on me though. This 3-battery E-Leaf mod. Haku in the Bonza. That's from Vulcan Bros.
Is that called Haku? That juice.
Hachu. Sorry, Hachu.
Oh yeah.
Bless you.
The iced spider, the cheetah, and in there I have carrot cake.
Oh, carrot
from
cake. Lovely.
Pixel. Did I say that?
I actually like the smell of it now. I I'm not a custardy fan or desserty fan, but I had a little go yesterday, and it's rather nice, that carrot cake.
It's come through deep. I like it. It's got a little sweet end for the icing. I like that. It's clever.
It's good.
I have my very insanely limited edition Vaping Vic mod maker.
Look at
mod.
that.
Ideal lamp show on one side.
One of one.
Me with a mustache on the other.
And a cigar. No, it's a vaporizer, actually, isn't it? It's actually a vaporizer. You photoshopped it, didn't you? Isn't a real vaporizer in the original photo, is it?
Cigar.
No, it's a cigar in the original. Also, from Vulcan Bros, I'm vaping on. Does he call it the Alpha, the One, something like that? But his mech with some monkeys. Oh, I should say, sorry, the Berserker Mini on top of Rick's.
Is that the 22mm version?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's nice, really good. Really,
I think we're a 22mm version now.
Yeah, the Mini.
That. I'm still on to 24s.
Berserker Mini. I think it helps.
Is it 2mm, Vic?
Yeah, 2mm. And there's no extension for that one.
We should say, seeing how you've got Stuart's mod there, that he's actually got his packaging now, and I think those mods and assays are available now.
Yeah, it's available online now. Let me pull up my thing. Talking to him today. Available from the Vapor Bar. Use a search engine such as www.google.com and put in.
.co.uk is good as well.
Yeah, .co.uk works.
Well, you just get redirected if you do that. So that's what I'm vaping on. What's next? Oh, I know what time it is. It's 11 minutes to 10. It's time for getting to know James.
Oh, okay. New theme. Pausing for Rick.
You pausing for me?
Yes.
Pause for me.
Question. Got to find the answer to the question. Somebody, come on, somebody.
Lovely. It's that time. It's that time of the show every week, 11 minutes to 10, where we ask the new host of the Ideal Home Show, James from UK Squonkers, admin fame. We ask him a question.
I am a squonker.co.uk as well.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
The only Omi with his own fan site. So yeah, we ask a question. We find out a little bit more. We've already found out so much about you, James. Today's question: with the impending changes to the EU and the Anglo-American relationship in free fall, do you think it's potentially time to look at a third restructuring of the Commonwealth?
No.
Okay, that's it.
Getting to know James.
Know all about
James.
Wow.
More. We'll find out more next week.
Find out more next week.
But for people who are just tuning in, do go to www.iamasquanter.co.uk for previous getting to know James information.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff.
I don't know
I'll go
now.
That's good. Right, going to go into the news. What was I going to do? Oh, just a quick one, because I know he's watching, actually. Sorry?
Should we get into it with the chaps? Maybe
We can get into it with the chaps, so we can hold and do the news, and they can jump in, then we can go into it. I don't mind either one.
What do you think, Rick?
Don't care.
I'll do it really quick. That was a good one. Just a quick one. I know he's watching tonight. David Humphreys, he was going to have his operation today. Like a member of the Ideal Home Show Facebook page. That's www.facebook.com. It's blue. It's got an F on it. It's pretty good.
Good site, that.
Sorry, yeah, pretty good. You can meet people you don't want to meet. And anyway, David Humphreys, it was supposed to have his operation today, but I think he's got it scheduled for tomorrow instead. But I just we all wanted to wish you a sort of easy time. Or as I don't like wishing people luck because it's not luck. You'll have a brilliant surgeon and it'll all go superbly well. But a speedy recovery after the operation is what we wish you, David. I know you're always watching because you're in chat. I was going to do really quickly just talk about. I've been on Saltnik now, like as part of my everyday vaping for I don't know 8 weeks probably, just before I went on holiday, and still vaping it now. It's a game changer. It really is. If we can get proper, not bullshit Saltnik levels like 20, it's not enough. If we could get Saltnik in the UK, I think it's a game changer for getting reluctant quitters to quit smoking. I think it would be absolutely fantastic. The hit is so much faster on Saltnik than it is on regular. I vape it in the morning. You know that head rush used to get on the first fag in the morning. It's back. It knocks your feet out from under you.
I used to quite like that, to be honest. That is our best fag of the day, the first one.
Exactly, and I've got it back with Saltnik. You get it back. It really does. Just kick your fucking legs away first thing in the morning. And that's the one I've really enjoyed every day. And we've got Laura, who works for the company, reluctant vapor because of the what she felt was a scratchy throat hit from Freebase Nick. Got her 40, I think she's 30 or 40 milligrams Saltnik. And a 100ml bottle has lasted her 6 weeks. And she's quit smoking, so she hasn't smoked now for 6 weeks, I think.
Excellent, good stuff.
Yeah, it's really, really, really important. That I know there's a push. You know, there's obviously the UK government. We've got to carry on pushing against them, and people like Gary Dibley and the unions or the main union pushing back against all the different legislations that are coming in. Oh, I will say some people don't fucking help themselves. I won't go into it, but I saw a copyright infringement this week for Master Foods and Coke. And you are fucked. I totally assure you. If you own a vape shop and you're selling something that goes against the trademark owned by Master Foods or Coca-Cola, they are incredibly litigious. And one cease and desist letter, I assure you, will cost you, I'm going to guess, over 6,000 just for a cease and desist. It's going to cost you 6,000. You could bankrupt your business by stocking that utter shit. You really, really could. Just because they change one word but use the same lettering and colouring, which are both copyright, you are fucked beyond words if they come in. And there are plenty of Coke reps. There's one in just about every tap. They will fuck you in the arse. Leaving me. Oh yeah, let me just go back to this. I read a thing on something called Business Wire this week. It just amused me. Fuck you. Plus. Oh, thanks for the guff. I'm going to read this out if I can. Oh. Hold on 2 seconds. I'm really sorry.
There you go. Read it off the screen.
Oh, thank you. It'd help if I didn't have covered my own fucking screen. Thank you. Business Wire. Berkshire Hathaway Company. We surveyed US based vapors through an online panel which sampled the population of 4 key US regions. Here's what we found. Can you scroll down? In December 2016, we surveyed US-based vapors. That's the same fucking thing again. The majority of e-cig users chose closed systems as their primary device. That's still true. The market primarily consisted of dual users, 75%. So 75% of people used vaping devices and cigarettes. Overall, the majority of e-cig users vape less than daily, even considering vapers who exclusively use e-cigs and not tobacco products. Solace users, only 52% of them vape daily. The majority of closed system sales and a higher proportion of open system sales go through the traditional tobacco channel, which appears to. I've got a echo, and it's coming from Martin, so I'm going to have to mute him. I don't know how that happened. Oh no, it's gone. Sorry. Sales are shifting towards traditional retail channels, which is surprising for an open system use. So what they were trying to say, you can shut it down now, Rick. Go back to just your lovely face instead. Basically the main point of the survey was that it is something we said time and time again. I know we're all hobbyists and we use these things, but the vast majority of people are using C5s and stuff like the shit. I can't remember.
Like
the most popular one in America currently is, what's the thing that Ruby,
the bow or
Ruby Room. I can't even think what it's called, but somebody tell me in chat. Anyway, it's
the very first Nick Salt thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's what we've always said is that things like that, Jewel, thank you very much, Gary Dibley. Things like the Jewel, especially in the US, are taking over because you can buy, you can buy these closed systems from petrol stations, and they're getting people off cigarettes, so they work. And so although we're hobbyists and we don't really recognise these things, they're absolutely massive in the world. Yeah, that was my main point, really, that shit ain't changed. The most popular thing 2 years ago was C4, and the most popular thing now in the UK, I would probably say is a C5 or something very, very similar. And it's probably a straight tobacco that's crap from Hang Seng or China or something. But
I'm actually quite surprised how many people. I'm in a few high-end groups, and you see, just today I saw a picture. I think was it not R2 who had a picture of either a bull or a jewel or whatever, and he's used in a single picture. There seems to be loads of people who use, certainly Americans and.
I would if it wasn't
Europeans.
If I can't, because I used the Breeze for a couple of months, and I went through 10 heads, and I just stopped because I've got in this Origin Little, I've got less than a penny's worth of wire and less than a penny's worth of cotton, and I just can't pay £2.50, £2.99 for a head. I'm just not going to do it, even as an experiment.
No, I totally get you. When you can do it yourself so well, it is actually able to pay somebody else to do something inferior and pay through the nose for it. It's just the popularity of them surprised us. It's how many people who will quite happily have 600 quid's worth of gear in one hand and 40 quid's worth of clothes, 30 quid's worth of clothes in the other. They obviously are popular,
Have I freezed? Because in my feed I've freezed.
Yeah, you've gone dark.
Have I frozen? Brilliant. Bollocks. Give me 2 seconds. I'll reload. Somebody sing.
Badoo, 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 badoo. Badoo. It's not that time, is it?
It's not that time yet.
Come back,
It
John.
is.
Yeah, there
Who
he is.
sung?
Go on then, carry on.
Very temperamental this evening, isn't it?
Who was singing? Yeah, it's been a complete wanker. Right, it's fine. The last thing, I'm going to start it tomorrow morning on iOS, so don't worry, I'm not going to do it right now. I'm going to do the first of a giveaway on the show. Today, I'm going to give away, you can imagine it, I'll hold it like right here, but it's fine. It does exist. It doesn't matter that it doesn't exist because it's just it's nearly money. It's like money, but you can only spend it in one place. Tonight, I am going to say that somebody I like being amused, and so I'm going to do a competition on the IDLM Show Facebook page. As I said, Facebook, www.facebook.com, big blue F, search for the IDLM Show, and I will do a post tomorrow, and it's going to be, I want to hear your funny Christmas stories, like the time, I don't know, your nan died on Christmas Day and nobody knew for 4 hours. It was terribly sad, but you put tinsel on her and stuff. That was really terrible, but I really don't know why that came out of my head. Anyway, I want to hear your funny but true Christmas stories, and the thing that makes me laugh the most, you will win a £40 Just Add Nick voucher, and obviously you spend over £40 on Just Add Nick, you get free delivery anyway. So you get free delivery on whatever the fuck you want for 40 quid. And that also means that very shortly, probably from Monday, if you don't know what you want for Christmas, ask for an IDLM, ask for not an IDLM show, I Just Add Nick Christmas voucher, and we'll send it to you. That was it. But I will do that tomorrow. I'll put a post up. Funniest story wins 40 quid at Just Add Nick. Rich, news quick.
Okay. Okay. So, this article came up on the internet that things do that.
Internet, fuck.
Yeah, it's amazing what's on there if you look around. The Lancashire Telegraph.co.uk ran an article on Blackburn e-cig firm Dinner Ladies.
Oh, I saw this.
Who have boasted a £12 million turnover in just 18 months. It goes on to talk about how they started with nothing. It was an incredible effort, etc. It's a thing. It's a thing. I think what it does. I don't think anyone has been to an event anywhere in the world this year without feeling their presence. Certainly without, not without smelling their tobacco breath. But it's it does go to show.
I've never ever tried Dinner Ladies juice. Ever.
You've missed nothing. I think it does go to show, if nothing else, that it's turning into and becoming a real business. It's a real industry. This is real money in this now, isn't there? You know what I mean? I think with this, we're going to have to accept that there'll always be a cottage aspect to it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I think Dinner is actually, I will say, I think that's an incredible amount of money. But I will say, I think they kind of, Dinner is not really something that the liquids have never appealed to me because they're 6 and 3s, and I don't vape 6 and 3s, but actually mainly 3s, I think. But I felt they missed a boat this year when they had they were at every expo I was at this year, and I felt they kind of that's not a bad idea for it's a really good idea for a brand, and it's a fantastic idea for scope for more flavors. And I feel they sort of fucked up this year. They could have released at least quite a few more flavors. They didn't.
They've seemed to decided to have alternative ranges like Dinner Ladies on Holiday, but there's so many great classic Dinner Lady.
Exactly. Yeah, there's loads of stuff you could have done. I didn't really get it. Yeah.
But
brown biscuits.
It wouldn't have helped. It would still tasted horrible. So.
Oh, of course it would, but they would have tried to sell it.
I think the article itself, I don't know how these things work. I don't think I don't think the Lancashire Telegraph guessed the amount they were making and sought them out for an article. Something like that does serve as a real advertisement for investment for their company. It doesn't sound like they need it, but yeah, expect to. So they should expect a call from British American Tobacco or someone very similar. I would expect anyway. But my main point was, to a lot of people that was a very eye-watering amount of money to hear.
Yep.
It's only gross. I mean, they spent over £1 million exhibiting in the last 18 months, so there's a lot to recruit.
And it's
a huge staff, and but it does highlight in clear as day. No secrecy towards the numbers there. It does highlight, it's big business.
I think
now.
you've got four, just as a kind of thing. There's 4 people who work in the vaping industry in this hangout right now, and I think everybody can say exactly the same thing. The hours that are put into these companies are absolutely massive.
Yes.
There's no clocking off at 5. It is. I shut down everything at about midnight and start it all up again at 7. And I know people do more than that. And we all understand that these are companies, and there's so much that goes on in the background that people don't see. I'm not in any way doing the smallest violin in the world, but I will say there is a lot of working parts to these things, and I'm sure Martin, Paul, and Rick will say exactly the same thing.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle, really. It's a lifestyle rather than a business,
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't do anything except it's all vape related. Everything I do until I sleep.
Yeah.
Where do you keep your 12 million quid, Martin? Under the sofa.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, God, I wish.
Next one, I've got a picture for this one, Rick, if you could be so kind. Not content with the Aries RTA, Phil and Dimitri have been back at the drawing board, and they have produced now a clearomizer.
I don't know which picture to show, though.
Guess.
Okay.
So they have. Oh, that's heavily zoomed in.
Okay, I'm just learning. Hang on.
It's the other one as well.
Okay. That one.
Next.
That one. That one.
Yeah. No. The first one.
That one.
No.
That one.
Yeah.
That's the first one I had up.
I know, but it was too zoomed in.
Oh.
This is the Zenith clearomizer from Indigene, designed by Phil and Dimitri. Again, it's not. I was going to say a sub tank, but that would be, I think, unfair, because what it is sort of that Nautilus style vape. People still talk about the Nautilus like it's
sort of burn hits and one in every 6 coils.
It's still the go-to, isn't it? Though it's still the go-to low wattage.
I think they've come really well with the 0.7 on the Nautilus, but everything else before that was total shit.
So apparently, this is coming next from Indigene, Phil, and Dimitri. It would be nice. It would be nice to see, that sort of wattage range, a really good clearomizer in that wattage range hitting the market. So fingers crossed, it's good.
Yeah, it's fugly, isn't it?
Well, I think he's supposed to put it together.
I think put together. It's a rip-off of the.
It doesn't even come with a bit of glass tank or anything.
Oh God, what's it a rip-off of? Somebody tell me in chat that window is nicked from something else.
The name's annoying. I think there's about 8 different atomizers called the Zenith.
Yeah, absolutely. The Zenith was a dripper, first of all. That was the first one. What the fuck? Somebody tell me what that window is on that tank. It is exactly the same.
Kraken or
no, it's not that old. 2 years. I remember.
Conqueror.
Conqueror. There you go. There's the answer. That is exactly.
Yeah, it's a little bit. But I mean, how many more shapes are there available?
It's a little bit.
Absolutely.
Aspire did the phallic one, didn't they?
Yeah. Why do they do those collars on the top of the 510? Just fucking get it flush. Don't bother with that. Horrible.
Oh, it'll have some fancy top fill, won't it?
Yeah, that's what it is. Easy twist top fill. I want to know why Dimitri calls himself the Vaping Reek. Why doesn't he call himself Dimitri? Why Vaping Reek?
Vaping Greek.
Vaping Reek. He smells.
So
People soda and Vaping Reek.
So that's a thing. That's a thing. Okay, the final thing I'm going to touch on next week. It is awards season, people. We are doing the Ideal Home Show Awards next week.
That's exciting.
Literally starting tomorrow will be the first of the nomination threads, which will very quickly turn into the poll thread for that category. Same as last year, we're going to have some host-picked awards, and we're going to have some Omi picked awards. So, and you guys obviously will be the ones that get to pick those items. So it'll be all the usual stuff: juice, budget mod, over X amount mod, all that sort of stuff. And we'll do our own categories on the show as well. So we'll do all that next week. So, but do stay dialed in to the Facebook group this week if you want to have your say on what should win all the 2017 Ideal Home Show Awards. So that's that. James, I'm going to leave the iJoy RDA thing for you.
Oh.
So I'm kind like that.
But I give you all them photos and everything.
Well, no, well, exactly. Now you've got those photos.
Yeah, you know what it is though. I got them photos, and then I did not write anything down about the iJoy thing, so I know almost nothing about it.
All right.
You can share. It'll be
Go on. You give them the gen on the iJoy. I read the article, but I didn't absorb it.
Okay, so the Vaping Times picked up the story that the iJoy have launched their first pre-made coils for Squonk mods. So these other pictures, Rick.
It must be that one then, I'd imagine. Let's go.
It's funny because it came up as a conversation on the group. I think on UK Squonks it came to discussion a couple of weeks ago, and last week I think on iOS as well. Will anyone ever make an RDA that has pre-made coils available that you literally just screw in like a sub tank?
It has been done in the past.
I think there's legs. I think there's definitely legs in it.
I think
it's been done in a very similar fashion as well.
I quite like the idea of it being rebuildable, but these can drop in an emergency. You know, you could take one of these to work, put it in your desk drawer, and you know, screw it in if everything went Pete Tong with the build that you'd done, something like that. So it's scrolling through the pictures. I'll present you, Rick.
I am already.
So it is exactly how it sounds. It's an RDA that has pre-built coils. You buy the coils separately, and you literally just screw them into the deck.
It's a very what's it called? What was the atomizer? It's very similar coils. Moonshot.
Moonshot.
It looks like a moonshot, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
I think what the proof in the pudding will be obviously how it vapes, because looking at that picture in particular, it looks very sub-tanky.
Yeah.
Are they going to be able to get that wide open feel of an RDA?
I think it's pretty ridiculous, to be honest. I mean, is it really so much harder to put two pre-coiled coils in and tighten up a couple of screws than it is to put this whole new...
I will say some people, but for the people who can't do it, Rick, and just can't do it, you know, you can't do it through a dexterous problem. Is that a word? I don't know. I just made up a new word.
Well, they're surely going to struggle to put this little thing in as well, then, aren't they?
We've got to screw it in.
It is just but it's dual, and I think that coil there is 0.13 for them joules. It's fairly low ohms.
That's not even the lowest
Yeah,
one.
there's a 0.1. There's a 0.1 and a 0.13.
Yeah, there's a
0.1.
0.1's
pretty
1.1. Yeah, 0.13. Yeah.
They are low.
Yeah. That's like, I will go with that is fucking low.
We'll just have to wait and see. And also longevity.
Yeah.
How the coil heads actually stand up to being vaped like that as well.
It's like, if you've got a dexterosity problem, let us know.
Get some Lucas here. No, Lucas here.
I quite like the idea of having a backup coil you can suddenly screw in, but for that to be a thing, the RDA would have to be a fantastic vape. When
Kaz has just said in chat, I have limited dexterity, that's the word, with my RA at times, but I wouldn't resort to that! Exclamation mark.
Oh dear. Well, that's a shame because you're one of their only potential customers.
Well, it's available in many colours. Would the many colours possibly entice you?
Maybe entice you in.
Knowing my luck, this will be on my doorstep tomorrow, so more to come on this one.
Kaz said, Kaz has replied with "fuck right off."
James, over to you.
Okay, I have a small amount of news. I can only see you though, Vic. Am I there?
Oh no.
So I have a couple of things. I've got a little bit of vape drama. I've always got vape drama. There was some mega vape drama this week. I'll speak about one element of the vape drama. I'm not going to touch
Helly Hansen.
I'm not going to touch Helly Hansen's vape drama. I am going to merely talk about Italian modders and Italian modders customer service. This was a thread on UKS earlier in the week from started by Frank, and it went, and it seemed quite reasonable. I know there is a few people who've had issues with Italian modders. I'm going to speak from my own personal experience. So I have owned a couple of different Italian mods. I've got.
You're going to be really careful.
Pardon?
Be really careful.
I am really careful. I am.
No, are you? Is that what you're going to be? It's really careful.
I am going to be really careful. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Never buy a Sunbox. If you send it to them, you'll never see it again. Their customer service is a total bag of shit. There you go. That's me being very polite.
Don't mix your words, John.
I won't.
Yeah. So I've never owned a Sunbox.
Well done.
But I know they've got a dirty, filthy name in certain realms of vaping. I've had a couple of Lucas, I have had SVA, and I have had Infinity mods, and I've had bother with all of them mods. I'm not going to lie to you. I've had a Lucas had to go back. I've had the Infinity mods. I am 356 had to go back, and I've had bother with my SVA. Now my SVA it has took a beating. It is me out and about popping mod. And it is, and I've managed to fix it a lot of time. Dan Pierce, who does the SBA, the fixes in the UK, he talked us through just basically sorting out myself. I didn't need to send it away, and I've done a bit of soldering, I've done a bit of cleaning, I've done a bit of fixing this, that, and the other, the 510 and stuff. It's had a few because it's a bait, and I am careful with my gear, but it goes in my pocket, it goes in my bag. And it gets knocked about a little bit, and that's what mods. So you've got to have a mod that you carry about all day every day. Lucas, I had to send back to Italy to Luca, and he fixed it free of charge and sent it back free of charge. And exactly the same with the Infinity. They needed a brand new board. Now the boards are not. That is not the modder's fault if a board is faulty. And exactly the same with the Infinity Mods 356. The board went down and it got replaced free of charge and got sent back to us. Now I know what you just said there, John, and I'm pleased because I didn't want to necessarily. I was going to mention. I
don't give a fuck. Honestly, I've had so many friends screwed over by them, and I just they lost the privilege that is me being political. Because fuck them. Every time I've had them, their mods. One of my friends his house nearly burnt down because one of their mods just went ape shit. And then when it was sent to them, it was 4 months. And not only that, the friend who sent it to them is probably one of the most polite, friendly people I know. And to watch somebody. I'll be honest, begging for his own bloody mod back is fucking ludicrous. And so,
I realise that Sunbox have not got a great name for customer service, but I wanted to put it to the floor and see what other people thought. But also, I wanted to defend a little bit the Italian models who I've dealt with, which is Alessandro, Luca, and they have both.
It's got nothing. Again, I will say though, James, I totally agree with you. It's not. You quite rightly have pointed out. Really, it's fuck all to do with Italian whatever. You know, they're not. It's not a race thing. Some people are good in life, and some people are wankers. And unfortunately, some blokes are wankers. Sorry, fucking wankers. I've no interest.
And you got to remember, I'm now talking about squawkers, and England, Britain has got some great squawk manufacturers. Ireland, Britain, Scotland, Wales, they come from all over the UK, and they are superb. And when you're a UK modder, when you're a UK consumer, it is so much easier to deal with UK post and UK modders. However, there is a lot of great Italian modders out there who
Absolutely.
who have over the last few years shaped and sculpted Skronkling as we're not. And you've got to remember, they're very, very popular, they're highly sought after, and yet things go wrong. And a lot of these problems are board problems, or a lot of these, and some of the photos I've seen, they are user generated problems.
Yep.
And yet a lot of these modders, I was speaking to Alessandro just the other day, and he was showing us a mod, and it was the dirtiest, filthiest piece of shit mod I've ever seen. It had been, and it had been abused, and he fixed it and sent it back. And I think more people should be positive about these things. It's dead easy to jump on the bandwagon and say, "Yep, he was
absolutely."
He got bad customer service. She got bad customer service. Whatever it is. These people are very, very busy. They're often one-man or two-man shows, and I
totally agree, James. I think there's a difference between, when it's a complete communication breakdown and people aren't talking to you back. We all know, again, falling back on this, but there are 3 people here who run who run vaping companies, and sometimes shit happens. Sometimes the postman loses stuff. And it's not that it happened, it's how it's dealt with. If someone's communicating with you, it feels completely different to nothing.
Totally. But you've got to remember, we're not speaking the same tongue as well. You're relying on Google Translate half the time, that sort of thing. Anyway, so I wanted to that was the vape trauma that I wanted to talk about. That's not the vape trauma I wanted to talk about. That's the vape trauma that I chose to talk about. Yeah.
So what's your point? They're not all bad.
So that was it. The thread online was that that Italian modders were rubbish and their customer service was rubbish. And I've got a speakers I find, and I have not found that at all. I've not found
you can't brand a whole nation of people because of a couple of modders. You really can't.
Absolutely.
All their squonk bottles are rubbish, though.
It's true. I mean, that's undeniable.
At least they're on the right side, though. They're on the right side.
The mod maker, the new one from Mod Maker's 10 times the bottle. Those ones are.
They don't know they exist. I haven't been issued with a lawsuit threat yet.
Oh, it's coming though. It's in the post. Have you not had one of your bottles yet, like Rick?
Not yet. No. I mean, I got a bit of grief about the first bottle, saying I ripped off Super Soft. They told me I copied it. I didn't. But no, nothing for the silicon ones. Maybe when I bring out the ones that are the same size as the Cappy, I'll get something then, hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
Rick's new ones are awesome.
They're absolutely wicked. Got them in 2. Both of mine, they're in my hands.
Yeah, I must admit, they are the perfect softness for squonking. However, you think that they wouldn't regain the shape, but because they're so perfectly squishy, but they spring back awesomely.
They just about spring back enough, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah, just about. Yeah, the balance it's a seesaw, but you've absolutely nailed it. I do love them. I'm not just saying that because you're on the telly.
Because he paid you.
I think your point is, and I've actually been a bit of a victim of what your point. Another point is, I think you're trying to make is, don't be so quick to jump on the bandwagon slating these people.
Yeah, totally.
Because everyone jumps on. I mean, I had a little, just on another note, I had a little, not a run-in with somebody, but I lost some post has gone missing or is being held in custom somewhere, and I came under fire on a group this week.
Was this in National Post, Rick?
Yeah, this is in America.
Yeah.
Someone said, mod maker unwilling to help us. It's basically we got a parcel sitting in customs, and it's for like 550 quid's worth of stuff. And it hasn't gone through, but it's sitting in customs. So we're like, we're waiting, we're hoping it's going to get delivered any day, But I came under fire, and loads of people jumped on the group and on the thread where the bloke wasn't. We had a legitimate frustration, granted, but loads of people jumped on there saying, "Oh, I've got no respect for mod maker anymore" and things like that. And it's like, well, hang on a minute, I've actually sent it again.
Yeah. And not just that, Rick, you'll know it's a direct loss because I've done one to Australia, 140 quid, and someone didn't get it. It's not that it didn't go, it's that it's just sat with
my point is there were a few people on that thread that jump in and like to really lay into you about something when they definitely got no idea who you are or that you actually give a shit.
Yeah.
And it's probably the same for a lot of Italian modders, it's not, people shouldn't jump on and join in and follow the herd.
Absolutely. I would just say, unless it's Sunbox, because they're a bag of shit.
Unless it's Sunbox, of course,
yeah.
And it's a little bit like you were mentioning earlier. It's you put a lot of time in, you put your heart and soul into these things, and people want to. I suppose there is a degree of building you on a pedestal, putting you on a pedestal, knocking you off. But it's a real shame. It's a real shame. So I just wanted to mention that thread there and give my personal experience with Italian modders, and yeah, you've pretty much you've echoed exactly where I was thinking there, Rick.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
So that's me vape drama. I have got a little bit of an update. I wonder if I can screen share this. I'm going to try and screen share. There's a little bit of an update on left-handed squonks. We've been following the left-handed squonks for the last few. Oh, I don't know. Am I going to be able to do this? Where is it here? Let's have a look. Left-handed squonk. Okay. I was seeing this.
To say Martin and Paul are still alive. They are here.
Okay, I've got a screen share.
Hello. Give us a wave, Martin. Oh, you still there?
It's all right. We'll get to you soon.
Are we all still there?
No, you're not sharing it, James.
How come? What's the...
I've got. I haven't got it open in a separate window. Or one just bring up the thing.
It's not a picture that I've got ready to show, is it?
Here we go. Whoa.
Here we go. I believe in James. I've got this like trust. It's like a love in my lines.
Here we go. Here it's here. Are we saying that now?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so this is the very latest.
That's not left-handed.
It's the very latest.
It's the same as everything else.
From the left-handed squonk page, and this is just a prototype showing what potentially the left-handed squonk logo on a door of a right-handed squonk. This is the latest.
For fuck's sake, I'm going to fucking bring I printed one out left-handed just for the sake of it.
You should. You really should. Okay, let's
I think
go.
I will.
Has that gone? Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, and my last thing is something which may be a new feature of the show, and it may be the best thing since sliced bread, or it may well die in its arse this evening. So let's just run this.
Things that remind you of vaping, but they aren't really vaping at all.
That's right. It's things that really remind you of vaping, but aren't really vaping at all. It's my new feature, which I was going to call. I'm going to use the acronym, which is Try of Bar. Remind you of vaping, but aren't really vaping at all. Or Try of Bar.
Love it.
That's a bar.
Try and bar. So this is things that remind you of vaping, but aren't really vaping at all. So I've got some things, and this is going to be an interactive feature. I think if this works, it doesn't die in its arse today. This is going to be.
So if it does remind us, we say uvavu.
Do we see Triumph bar?
No, it's only Babu and Iranu.
Yeah, I'm going with that.
So this is things which remind you of vaping, but aren't really vaping. Also, this is things which you might have seen, and you go, "Oh, that's a vaping thing," but it's not really a vaping thing because it's something else. I'll show you my example. I've got some examples. This is like
they're good people.
This might well be for us to for the group to participate and go, "Oh, look, that reminds me of vaping," but that's not really vaping.
Yeah, we get it.
We get it.
I'm just not feeling so
the example, man. We want to see
this Chris Rock.
Tenuous at the very least.
Is it some of these photos I've got? Is it these photos I've got to share?
Yes, absolutely. If you got the photos to share them, that'd be lovely. Okay, so I'll talk people to the photos.
Is it all of these?
Things
Is it all of these?
Vaping, but
I think it's all of them.
Okay, let's share one, shall we?
Yes, please, Rick. Yes, please. Right. So this is Triumph Bar. And this is quite.
I see this all the time when I'm walking up the road. I see the SV drain.
It's a stop valve, but you look at that and you go, "Oh, it's safe for vapors," and that's whenever I say one of those, I always think it's safe for vapors. And that's
what's a yes and what's a no then?
No, I don't think that's actually.
I don't know. We're not going to do Iranu Ivavu.
Is that a thumbs down on the?
No, that's a thumbs up. That's a thumbs up.
On the Triumph Bar.
Yeah, I'm with it.
That's definitely.
Okay, well, next one then, Rick. Let's see if this. Let's see when.
Oh no.
Next. Here we go. This is a bit from my son's train set, and I remember seeing this one afternoon playing with the wooden train set, and I thought, "Oh my goodness, he's got a battery! He didn't.
I was thinking it's one of those side-by-side sort of mods, a mech sort of thing.
I thought it was like a Spider-Man battery wrap. I'm with you.
The one on the right is a Spider-Man battery wrap. The one on the left is a piece of a train set, and it isn't really a Spider-Man. I think there's another picture showing it in context, Rick. Yeah, that's it there.
Oh yes.
You see that? It's a little water.
Oh, Vavu.
For Tom.
I don't know. That's a bit of an Uvavu.
It's a tiny bit tenuous, that.
Is it? Okay then.
I'm just thinking how you could screw a mech onto it. Personally, it's almost like one of those mods you screw a mech onto it, and it's spaced too far away from the.
I've got one. Can I just say mine?
Go on.
Yeah.
Yes.
When people put OMG, I always read that as 0 mg.
Milligram.
Yeah.
Bro, okay, we have the next one there, Rick. This one here. This is from magazine. This is Sharon Stone, Secret Lipo, and I thought, oh, she's got a battery installed in her arse. Look at that.
It makes it wobble when she walks.
I wonder how many marsh is getting inserted. That's Sharon Stone's Secret.
That's an Iranu. That's a yes.
Definitely. Yes.
And I think I've got one more, which was from an advert I saw on Facebook.
How is it secret? Did she have to make a public
announcement? Told nobody. Just the Enquirer magazine found out.
Yeah, that's a 510.
And then there's this one here, which is I was like, oh, what's this new Annie from Sauce and Brown, who I've never heard of? But it's not Annie. It's a button on a cardigan. So that was Triumph Bar. Things that remind you of vaping, but they aren't really vaping at all. And that may or may not be a weekly slot.
It is.
Definitely we can make that a weekly slot. We're going to have to come up with a good jingle for that one, I think.
Definitely.
The thing is, though, James, the more desperate it becomes, the funnier it is.
That's the end of my bits, but I've got some vape mail this week as well. I ordered some vape mail. I ordered one of these, and I ordered one of these thinking, oh, you know what I'll do?
What is it?
It's an Alida Tech Mech Mod e-liquid feeder. It's one of those jobbies that you screw onto a mod and it turns it into a squonker.
Sort of.
Sort of, absolutely. So I thought what I'll do is I'll buy one of them, but I'll not screw it onto a mech. I'll screw it onto a regulated mod. But you cannot screw it on a regulated mod because the bottle things in the weir, so it's absolutely totally. I haven't really got a mech mod, so it's absolutely totally useless to us. I'm going to give this away in the group at some point over the next 24 hours. This is, I mean, they're pretty new. Some people might like them. Some people have been kind of going, oh, they're good. Oh, you're sitting on a mech mod.
I started to design one of these, something like that.
I'll take. I mean, I'll.
Why doesn't a mech screw onto it then?
It does.
It does. You can screw it under a mech, no problem at all. But I thought,
Can he on a mech?
Look, it would look mint on a mech, that man. I thought, I'll screw it under a regulated device. I put a Pico there, and I thought I'll screw it under a Pico. Oh, I thought what I'll do is I'll screw it under a regular squonker. I'll have double the capacity. It'll be awesome. I'll nip out for the
You're
deal.
going to screw it on though, will you?
Can I screw it on? Because the button and stuff's in the weir and the mod's in the
You
weir.
need a mech. Haven't you got a mech mod?
All I have, I've got an old Fortune there, and I've got some other bits and bobs, but none of them look good with one of these on. You know what I mean? So I thought I'd give it away to the group.
Good man. Look at that.
So
Giving it
I'm
a big sell.
going to pop, and it's going to be probably I am a squonker.co.uk based competition. I'm not entirely sure what it's going to be.
Look at that. Use it. Use
But
your
I'm
fan
gonna
base, mate.
Put the website. I'm going to give that away in the next 24 hours to some lovely person, and that is the end of my news stroke new awesome stroke crap feature. That may
Love
be a new feature.
We all loved it. We all loved it.
We need to speak to them. We've got guests. I've got a whole load of questions. Who's next? It is. It's
Rick.
Me?
Yes.
Can't be me. Is it me?
If you've got some news, yes. Go.
I haven't got any news.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh,
Right, so it's
I've got a mod showcase though.
No?
Do that at the end.
at
Yeah.
the end.
Oh, okay.
So
I was getting ready to go in.
Answers from our beautiful guests.
Come on,
for it.
they've been
You-
sitting there for an hour now doing.
Try two.
I hope you've
Come on.
enjoyed yourself.
Try to.
watching the
I did
show.
try to. My wife has never forgiven me.
Go on, James. Take us away.
I have got some questions. So, gentlemen, how did you meet? First of all, how did you chaps meet? How do you know each other?
Grinder. Sorry. So sorry.
Nearly, actually, because introduced us.
What's great?
That's actually true. He said, Martin, Paul might want to play to the tent a few years ago at Vape Fest. Do you remember that, Paul? That's how I very first remember talking to him. Yeah. So nearly Grinder.
I like the fact that Paul went, "What's Grinder?" Good. That is what you need.
Yeah.
Do that instantly.
I was ready for that one.
It was like he was in court. Just went, "What? What's Grinder?"
Don't know what you're talking about. I still don't know what you're talking about, but
Sounds like fun.
anyway, yeah, it was at Vape Fest, wasn't it?
Yes.
There was some controversy. We met over a controversy.
Oh, yes, we did. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
We talked before that on Facebook, I think. But yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, briefly. That's when I got to shake your hand and say hello.
Yes, indeed.
And it definitely wasn't Grinder.
No, it definitely wasn't Grinder.
What it was, yeah.
You should probably Google search that after this, Paul. You really should.
Okay, I'm on it.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm on it. Okay.
So why did you collaborate on this particular on this range? What was behind that?
Well, there are probably 100 reasons, Martin, aren't there?
Yeah, I'd say so. We work in a very similar kind of way to an extent in terms of flavour and how we think about flavours, for sure.
Yeah.
I.e., it's not a case of strawberry cream, do that.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, anyone who mixes juices, who's serious about it, who will recognise the thing that it's an extremely strange thing to be doing. It's also it's also extremely isolating. You know, you're kind of on your own. So collaborating with somebody is a really good way to kind of broaden your horizons a bit, to come up with ideas quickly. Otherwise, you know, you can be at it for 6 months and
It's
feel
good
like
to
you're
get
getting nowhere.
Another professional's opinion on what you're doing as well.
Definitely.
Yes.
Secretive is a profession, isn't it? Mixing e-liquids.
Yes. Yeah, it is. I don't know. It's really it's really entertaining to get someone else's perspective on it, because obviously they've got a different set of ideas to what you have. Although they might be in a similar sort of area, they've got a very different set of ideas on how to do things and what things go with what and what we think might work. And you gain your own areas of expertise in mixing e-liquid. So, but you don't necessarily gain all the bits that you need to know. And like one person will have one set of areas of expertise and one person will have another set of areas of expertise. So you bring them together. Yeah. Little stupid little techniques that you've come up with over the years that nobody else thinks is are useful. Yes, exactly. But it's more than that, though. It's a lot more than that. It's sharing inspiration, sharing some kind of vision. Really, that's an extremely complicated, long-winded process. If you actually care about it, I mean, you could just rubber stamp a load of stuff. If that's what you want to do. If that's what you're about.
Dinner lady.
Not
mentioning any names. There's absolutely no need to do that. You can just take something that's out there and emulate it, and that's a lot of what a lot of industries do these days, like the music industry, lots of other industries, including our own. Things are just recycled, But if you actually have an interest in what you're doing, then you're about something else, and working with somebody else kind of gives you a sounding board. Am I crazy? Is this flavour crap? Yeah. You get to the bottom of that pretty quickly. Especially if the person you're working with, as in Martin's case, is somebody whose flavours I think are excellent. I mean, not just good. I think he's an excellent mixer. He's come up with some amazing stuff.
Oh, award-winning, some would say. Award-winning.
Award-winning.
Yes.
Indeed, they might say that. Yeah. They'd be right. I think.
If they have facts in front of them, they would definitely.
I think you both came.
Yeah, you are.
I know definitely, Paul. You came to my attention through Glenn, whose name on YouTube I've lost completely.
Ah, right, yeah.
Romastino.
My favourite reviewer of all time.
Yeah, absolutely. He doesn't review anymore. And back in the day.
Well, we're going to change that, mate. If we can.
It was absolutely massive.
Give him a nudge.
We used to watch. I know. I think me, you, and Martin are the longest vapors. I don't know, James. How long have you been vaping? Yeah, no, you don't get into. You don't get into the party. Nah, you don't get into the party. But there was Mr. Bonner, Romastino, and Mark, and who were these guys? And the tobacco guy was Glenn.
He was also like kind of your average man's vapor as well. He was like
absolutely. His outtakes are still some of my favourite videos. Still go back to his outtakes.
That was a Christmas treat, wasn't it?
Fuck's sake! It's just over and over again.
Creeping about.
Cameras are fucking twat.
Yeah. Like your neck of the woods, James.
About like Ray Reardon.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And you both came to my attention through him, actually.
Okay. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. James, I'm sure you've got a next question.
I have. So, what's your process? Yeah, I think you kind of touched on this earlier. Do you go to Martin's like super high tech lab, Paul? Is that what you do?
Yes, I do.
He's got like a bat cave, hasn't he? He's got some sort of.
He has.
Some sort of super.
It's more like
it's not that high tech.
Yeah,
it's more like
replace it with new.
It's more like a rabbit warren. Yeah, it's more like a rabbit warren.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go over there a fair old bit. We eat chicken kebabs.
Yeah.
And we. Sorry, where was the question? I've drunk a fair bit of rum whilst I was waiting to get it. I must confess. I lost the thread a little bit there. I'm sorry.
Did you? So what do you do? Do you literally kind of mix it up and going? What do you think of that?
I see. No. So this is all like it's all like a bit mail order mixing, isn't it, Martin?
Yeah, we send shit to each other all the time. What about this? It's fucking in the post.
Yeah. So and also we keep, so we can tell each other obviously what we're working with, and then we're sharing spreadsheet information. So
yeah.
Create what I've made at my end. You can we can track each other's work. It's not like we have to be in the same building, and that's been very interesting. I'd imagine with your
juices. Sorry, carry on.
I'd imagine with your juices as well. A lot of people don't realise how long they take to make. As in
Tamahawk, the base flavour.
Aging and everything, though. I mean, you can't just mix it and vape the tobacco juices, really, can you? They need time. So it's almost like you've got to mix some, leave it at least a couple of weeks, try it, change it, and it's every time you're making a change, it's a couple of weeks at least.
Yeah,
it's taken us 6 months to get the base right for Tamahawk.
Yeah. We counted the variants in that one. There was 48 in Tamahawk. There are 48. Fully steeped variants,
versions on the way up.
Now, there's a lot of over. So, I mean, you say you have to leave them steeping for 4 weeks. Not quite right. You are vaping them as you go along, and you track the changes in the steep as that happens.
Yeah.
You might actually have another one on the go or whatever. Quite a lot of the time, you eliminate a series, right? A series might be just something with slight variance in it. So you eliminate a whole series because you think that's got a note in it that neither of us like.
Yeah.
So that whole series is gone. We're not gonna look at.
Oh, so you will make up a few different, something with a different percentage of something, a few of them at a time, and then try them all. And you probably go away and vape them for.
There aren't any rules. There really aren't any constraints on how many you mix in. But you might have 3 in a series, which are all slight variants. But we ditch the lot. They don't have to go to full steep. Go through the whole process.
That's interesting. I didn't think of doing that. You can.
Yeah.
Of course, you can mix a few different mixes up and speed it up a bit. Yeah,
you've got kind of an idea where you want to go. Do you know what I mean? And then it's like trying to find a way to get there to an extent.
Yes, exactly. It's a bit like it's sort of gravitational, really. You kind of we knew early on, I think, with this particular base that this was going to go somewhere good. It was just a question of how long the gravity was going to take to get us there. Really, we just knew it, and it's persistence as much as anything else. Persistence and luck, and paying attention.
I'm going to go against your luck theory. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because because we found this running a liquor company. I know that some people can have a bigger spectrum of taste than others. There's nothing to it's nothing to do with luck.
Okay, but that's luck.
Just the same.
No, it's not. It's lucky to have
if
that.
Because it's the same as I think I used to be a contracts manager and I used to get painter and decorators in, and one painter and decorator, obviously their vision is better than mine, can tell the difference between one colour and another.
Yeah.
And just the same as you can, and that's why you and Martin together make something completely different.
I don't want to
talk about palette, aren't we, John? I guess to an extent.
So, yeah, absolutely.
I think there's an extent of that, but I think palette can be trained as well. I do think that palette can be trained.
I think to an extent, but that's still got fuck all to do with luck. I don't.
Okay, I mean blind optimism. So I mean, part of what's going on here when I'm working with Martin is that we're optimistic about it working out. Like,
okay.
Am I seeing into the future, or am I thinking, no, we're going to make something good out of these components? We're pretty sure about these two. Yeah, I would say me and mine, we do share a kind of obsession about flavour and smell.
Yeah,
absolute bloody obsession. It's something that's tracked through. I don't know. You're a huge foodie, aren't you, Martin? And so am I.
I am. Yeah.
And so I don't suppose you can call that luck. It's lucky that I started off having a nose in the first place. Something can discriminate one thing from another. And but who's to say that the things I think are nice, anyone else is going to think don't taste like dog shit, really?
But that's fine as well. That's
it is fine. Yeah.
Because
absolutely,
it's like art. When people say
Christ,
Christ. You just think, but fuck them. It doesn't make any difference. Literally, fuck them. It doesn't make any difference. When you listen to a great piece of music, it's great because the person who made it thought it was great, and so do you. Other people don't.
Yeah, that's true. I can't argue with that. To be honest, we love what we're doing.
Great. So, that's really good.
Yeah.
And we're doing what we love, and we're putting out what we actually think is good, not what we think other people are going to think is good.
No, that's what we think.
And so we're sitting here, right? And we're sitting here this week, having released a couple of juices, thinking we don't know how these are going to go. We really don't know. We're not sitting here thinking we know everyone's going to like them.
Yeah, but we think that maniac as well. I have a question I like to say to people, which is, can you name the most annoying person you know? And if there aren't them, they're mental case.
Yeah. Then what? Sorry.
Then they're a mental case. The
If
most
there
annoying
aren't,
person I know is definitely me. Definitely.
No, that's not cute, because the most annoying person I know is also you, John.
It shoots.
What I would like to see is, if you're a fan of Manabush and you're a fan of Druid's Brew, and you could imagine
The two.
these two being put together, you've pretty much nailed how I would imagine a Manabush Druid's Brew collaboration would be. You seem and it's, obviously it's not intentional, but it's just that's just organic. It's just the way that it is, because you are what you are, and I think you have pretty much nailed exactly how. If I was to think about what would then two flavors be like if you were to shake them up in a bottle, shake them up put it not in a bottle, in a crazy underground laboratory run by a dude who's obsessed with American Indian and what appears to be
our lab is actually on the ground.
And what would it be like? What would it be like? And it's exactly like that. And you've so if anyone's a fan of them two liquids, like the likes of the two Pauls, Paul Hodgkiss and Paul Jones, they are going to just cream the pants over these new juices. They really are. They're really.
Absolutely.
Well, I think it's great to see a couple of original sort of old school mixers like you two getting together and doing something. It's not like one of these new companies that's banging out 3 milligram with loads of flavour just so you can take
smoking fags behind.
For me personally, I'm actively working against that to an extent. Yeah. I want to actively work against that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And for people like me, because Martin sent me a message earlier this week saying he wants to send you a couple of samples and stuff, and the difference between when I say to Martin 12 milligram and he doesn't say fucking, I don't know where I'm going to find that.
Everybody's being pushed away, and I have been pushed away from the mouth to lungs 12s and 6s, 50-50 mixes to goons, is because that's the juice that's available to the majority now.
I agree. We want to make something else available. I mean, we know that there is stuff out there that's available. I mean, Druid and Manabush for a start, but there's others as well. But it's not pushed anymore. It's not. People almost if you're doing a 50-50 juice in some circles, in particular, I get this at Expo a lot. People come over to you, and the impression that you're getting from other people, it's possibly only self-paranoia, is that they do the cheap fucking years old shit. Do you know what I mean, so to speak? Rather than actually, it's not. It's just
that's not right.
I don't vape like that. No,
when I got that, it's people need to be educated more. I mean, like I said, when I bought some Chiricahua Sun off of you, it was last year's Expo, actually. I asked you what it was, and you said 50-50, and it was like, okay, give me a 6, and I'll put it in a K-Fun 5. A lot of people who vape now don't really realise that you can get flavour and throat hit by lowering your wattage and increasing your resistance and using a different atty,
And the other thing I'll give Martin, both Martin and Paul, is something else. Do you know what? If you want an accolade on your wall, I'm going to be this, because I think we sell everything. We go up to 16. I know other people go to 18. We can only do 16 with our model. But the thing is that Martin and Paul have got the same thing, which is you must have got people who you've got to quit smoking.
Oh, loads. I get emails on a weekly basis.
And do you know what? Like that goes in your back pocket, because people who only do 3, it can be the best flavour in the world, but you won't get someone to quit smoking. In my humble opinion, they won't quit on 3. They'll quit on a 12.
I agree. And you know what? I mean, I think a 50-50 juice particularly. A lot of people say no one sells 18. No one sells 18 anymore. We do. We do sell 18. We sell a fair bit. You know what I mean?
I do. I keep bloody running out as well.
Yeah.
Well, I
Go
said
on,
I've been
sorry.
vaping nearly 6 years. My regulars are 12s, and then if I'm going out for a drink, it's 18. Or I've got 45. I'm
Yeah.
not. I don't smoke. That's my achievement.
The market has definitely fallen out of love with PG, haven't they?
Day, yeah.
And you've actually I won't say you're limiting your market by sticking with the 50-50 and I don't know your ratios, but I'd imagine they're around that.
50-50, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're actually limiting. You're an old school, and you're a vape juice supplier for more experienced vapors rather than the mainstream.
I wouldn't necessarily say that. No, I would say the mainstream is not us lot here sitting in this room here.
No, the mainstream is somebody with a C4 and a C5.
Exactly. The mainstream,
Of which
in fact,
there are a surprisingly large number.
Yeah. They are 50-50 vapors, most of them, to be honest.
Totally agree.
Yes, a fair few of them are going to slip into IVG stuff. There are good reasons not to do that from a technical standpoint. You know, PG is a better flavour carrier. If you're a flavour monkey, a flavour junkie like me or Martin, you know, losing some of that or having it sweetened in a particular way when you don't want that is annoying.
Yeah.
To say the least. And
the other thing is that people will do things.
Yeah.
I know that she might be watching, so I'm not going to say her name, but when we were at Vape Fest earlier this year, we had to work out, we just had Nick, I had to work out what we were going to bring, and we brought 80/20, but the reason we brought 80/20 is because that's what people were vaping, so we just worked out what we could get there.
Yeah.
And someone tried a flavour, and then they ordered it again in their normal 50/50 and went, it's not really, I think there's something wrong with the concentrate. And I said, no, you don't know, because you know and I know, because it sounds this is something that Martin and Paul will both definitely agree on. Right, the lick test that all liquid manufacturers do, right, is one of the fastest ways to tell the grade of something. VG is unbelievably sweet.
Yes.
People don't believe you, and you kind of get some of it, lick it. It's fucking blow your head off sweet.
Yeah, it is. And I think that's why a lot of the sort of, and I don't mean this to mean because all vaping is valid, but a lot of the 3 milligram cartoon sort of branded, you know what I mean? Why it's all sweet flavors. It's why it's blue slushes. It's why it's got orange popsicle. It's because it's got to be fucking sweet because it's full of VG. Do you know what I mean?
It's so sweet.
Yeah,
absolutely. And when you try and put that through, it's like when we again exactly the same as what you do. When you talk to nick manufacturers, and one of the fastest ways I've tasted so much, when people tell me how dangerous nicotine is, I think, it's not. I've licked it off the back of my hand. I know exactly what shit nick tastes like.
Yeah,
a shirt that's been washed with very cheap washing powder, like that's kind of really hard. And you lick it and go, fuck no, that's going to wreck everything if you put that in.
Yeah,
and then you get a nice clean nick that's just peppery, but not too harsh.
And that counts even more when you're doing 12 and 18s, actually.
Absolutely, yeah. And you have to assure your customers that that's not going to change. You know, when you say you're going to get a sweet hit, but we're not going to impact the flavour with using the nicotine. So I know exactly where you're coming from.
I'm very fussy about the nicotine that I use. Really fussy about it. In fact, there's pretty much only one nicotine I will use.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I've ruined entire batches of liquid before by thinking of going down a slightly cheaper route, and it didn't work. I don't do it. Do you know what I mean? So
totally, I'm absolutely with you. I've tried that many nicks when I go.
Do you know what I mean? And it's more expensive. It is more, but it's more expensive because it's better. Do you know? It's as simple as that. It's why as much as we sell a short fill range, we've kind of geared ours towards using the 18 milligram versions of our juice rather than using a nick shot, because that's an unknown variable. If you're sending out a short fill to someone, you don't know what the fuck they're putting in it, and you know it could be perfectly fine, but it could be the cheapest nick shot you can get your hands on. And you could be making it up to 6 milligram, and they go, "Joe, your juice is shit." You know what I mean? And it's like, was it? You know, was it or was it? was it the 20p nick shot you were using? Do you know what I mean? It's
And I've tried to, people have sent me flavours, and I know somebody who's got really great taste, and because I'm a picky bastard and I'm either 12 or 18, and they send me a sample in one of those two, and I go and I taste it and think, oh, you fucking idiot. I know exactly what that is. Shit, Nick. Definitely.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to have to go back. James, sorry, you're asking questions. Do the next one, I'll be in trouble.
Well, we kind of covered a lot of stuff.
You can go daft.
I didn't want to ask, because you are both, and we talked about this a little bit earlier in chat, you are both well-respected juice manufacturers. No, listen, Martin, you are. I don't care what you say.
Bill Webber, who's one of my staff, is watching now, right? And he's going to be pissing himself at that.
you are both well-respected, regardless of what you say and what your staff say. Should be shown in the back of your hand. I mean, John would not put up with that. If you see how he treats his staff, he would not be. Sorry, John. I wanted to, and this is something I've always wondered, and I've spoken to you in the last 3 years. I've spoken to you quite a few times, Martin, and I've always wanted to ask you, and I want to ask you the same question, Paul. Where does the basis for your brand come from? Because you've got quite a strong Native American brand. Did you visit? What was the basis behind that, Martin?
Everyone thinks I've got a massive obsession with Native American imagery and stuff, which I have, but it's kind of a learnt obsession. It actually stems from the music I used to and still do listen to now. It's quite a known story, this, I think, by now. And that is, I was always very...
Panpipe mood, isn't it?
Yeah, panpipes in there. I was always well into the Cult and Adam and the Ants and all that sort of thing growing up, and still now. And the brand simply, when I was trying to decide a name for the brand, the original flavour I did was very maple heavy. So I did some research on maple, and Manabush was the god that taught the Native Americans, the Canadian Native Americans, to get maple from the trees. And that fitted so much into the music I listened to, being the sort of Claytown Troop, the Cult, and Adam and the Ants, that it just seemed the right way to go for me. And I was sort of mildly interested in Native American stuff anyway because of the Cult and things like that, but that really built it up for me personally. That's where the Manabush thing comes from, anyway. Really,
and I presume that Martin Bush is that was
a moniker. Actually, I keep my my family Facebook well separate from my vaping one.
Really?
So what Chris Durkin was saying to you earlier, John, is actually correct. And
no, yeah, but it was a joke, Martin, because
yeah, I know, but he actually moaned at me all night to make sure that I correct you on that.
Oh no! It's that funny thing. But in all seriousness, just we'll obviously go on to Paul for the same answer in a second. But people find that really strange, and I think I know Richard does exactly the same thing. We all do. I'm absolutely happy to be open with people. Anybody who wants to ask me questions, you will find that I generally call my wife Mrs. John. There is a very good reason for that. It's because you are not invited into that. You're just not invited, and that's one of those things. She doesn't need friend requests. She doesn't need any of that stuff. And it was very funny because I walked into the post office the other day to post the packages, and my wife was with me, and the lady behind the desk said, "You must be Mrs. John." And she looked at me and went, because obviously the lady behind that doesn't know that is what I always call my wife, is Mrs. John. I never call her actual name because it's not that you're not invited into that bit. So I totally get that, Martin.
Yeah.
So anyway, Paul, I think we're going with imagery with you.
Yeah.
Right off hair fun, isn't it?
Yeah. I guess mine's a very similar story actually to Martin's. I guess probably 10 years ago, I started thinking about, nature. I started thinking about nature and I started getting involved with it. And I went through a really difficult time and I started practicing Druidry. It sounds bizarre, but Druidry really is just about integrating with your natural local world and understanding it. So I got involved in that.
And it was a very influential period in my life. And when I was searching around for what I was going to call my company, just like Martin, I attached it to something that was significant to me. That was it. I was very aware that it was something that was significant to me. So I was investing something important to me in the company that I was starting. And it fits. It just fits for me. The Druid's Brew just is. It says everything really about how I feel about the company and what I think it's about really. And it's I know it's perfect.
It's perfect. It's great. It's a great name.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess that's what we did with Indigene. So this is really interesting now that it's current. It's because me and Martin have had to kind of think about what is common between the two companies and how we operate. I don't know if Martin goes along with this, but the whole thing was about trying to work out some kind of shared vision. We had to kind of hammer something out. It took bloody ages, didn't it?
Basically. It did actually, yeah. It came up with Indigene because it was indigenous and like the Druids and the Indigene and the Native American and Indigene and yeah. So yeah.
It was a truly collaborative kind of experience. Martin's not going to say this, but he's a very gifted graphic designer, and so we had a lot of freedom to come up with something. Had a lot of freedom to come up with something and to populate that with images that reflect what we were thinking. And so I was in this great position where I could just chuck shit at him, and he would say, "Oh yeah, I can do that," So a lot of things happened all by themselves, and a lot of things just got plugged into that. And I kind of think we've kind of grown into Gene out of nothing, really.
Yeah, for sure.
There you go.
Brilliant.
We need to talk about where you
get
at.
it. Yeah, where the hell can you get it? It's amazing collab juice.
IndigeneEliquid.com at the minute. If you're online,
I'm sure you're going to post that link.
I think you're going to post that link in the main chat.
Can you chuck a post on our Facebook group?
I'll do that as well.
www.facebook.com. It's the blue one, Martin, with the F.
Yeah. I do try to avoid it, but yeah. Not your group particularly, but Facebook in general.
Oh, Facebook. Everybody.
Oh, any web addresses removed. Can't put it on there.
Yeah, what in the chat?
Yeah.
Don't bother. Stick it in the other instead. Stick a nice big post on the Ideal Name Show page.
If you're on foot, if you're on foot and in Wales, Bone Vape.
Yes, indeed.
I don't know. Got the internet in Wales.
Indeed.
I think it's coming. It's not there yet.
How dare you?
It's easy.
I fucking dare you.
Oh, lovely.
I'm a mere 300 meters from the fiber optic rollout live,
So I am literally, because I run this now through my phone because the nearest fiber optic is 50 yards away. I'm not fucking connected.
Yeah.
Fuck you, BT.
It's a fucking pain in the arse.
It's a real pain in the arse.
Where are you, John?
I'm in the Stowe of Felix.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Serves you right.
Yeah, it's my fault. It's my fault.
Yeah,
it's my fault.
good.
That's because I didn't marry my sister because I'm not from here. I'm from Buckinghamshire, so they treat me terribly. James, I'm sure you have another question.
That's enough. I think that's enough of the serious question because it's 11 now. I thought I'd do so we're a little bit different. I thought I'd do a bit of a quick fire round.
Go. Okay, I am pissed.
Okay,
Right,
excellent.
James, I'm pissed. So,
We thought
That's all right.
I'm
when
not
you
really
say
sure
quick
how this is going to work. We'll do it. I'm going to ask one question, and I want Martin to answer, and then I want Paul to answer, and I'll do another question. Martin, Paul, question. Martin, Paul, question. Martin, Paul, question, etc., etc. Okay. And they're just one word answers. Okay, so here we go. Go. Tea or coffee?
Tea.
Coffee.
Beatles or Stones?
Stones.
Stones.
Snooker or darts?
Fuck.
Neither, if possible, but don't forget snooker.
Yeah. Bollocks.
Yeah.
Pizza or pasta?
Sorry?
Pizza or pasta?
Neither.
Pizza.
Drip or skunk?
Neither.
Squonk. Squonk. Definitely squonk.
Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
PC or Mac?
Mac.
Mac.
Home or away?
What?
Home.
Marvel or DC?
It was home or away, Paul.
What the fuck does that mean?
What is it?
Whatever you want
What
it
do you
to.
want to take that in, mate? Come on.
That's Australian soap, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Home and away. Go.
Marvel or
Marvel.
DC?
Marvel.
Marvel.
Mech or regulated?
Regulated.
Mech. Oh shit, my turn. Sorry. Mech.
Day or night?
Night.
Night.
Pepsi or Coke?
Pepsi.
Bollocks.
Drafts or chess?
Bollocks. Okay.
Drafts or chess?
Drafts or chess? Chess.
What?
Drafts or chess, Paul?
Oh, drafts or chess. So that's the internet.
Cats or dogs?
Cats.
Dogs. Dogs.
Good man.
Mixed bag.
Save or spend?
Spend.
Oh god. Spend.
Think before you speak or speak before you think?
What?
Think before you speak or speak before you think?
Depends on alcohol levels, but generally
Yeah.
think before I speak. Yeah.
Yeah. Same here.
Snakes or ladders?
Snakes.
Ladders.
Bun or roll?
Cob.
Roll.
And last one, phone or text?
Phone.
Phone. Phone. Text is evil.
And then
Yay! Thank you very much for the quick fire round, James. And
may not become a permanent feature on the guest spot.
I really enjoyed that. It was so funny. Right, we've got to go. Mod Maker Showcase, I think.
Oh, is it that time again? Is that time of week?
What the fuck?
We always do this.
Is it playing?
Yeah,
Can you hear it?
thanks. Yeah.
Well, we got a little mod showcase. Just one to show this week. And we're fanboys of this man, aren't we? We're fanboys of him.
Yes, sir.
We love him.
How old is he?
He's getting on a bit. He's 10 and 2 months.
Oh, wow.
So he's been around a little while. And he's made a new mod this week, and I think it's all of us think it's worth showing. I mean, we talked about it before I even said I was going to show it. So, but here it is. Yes, it's from the wonderful Scott Bonner, and he made this. Well, let me take my lower third off so we can see it.
You might want to turn the music down a touch.
Yeah. Oh, hang on, I'm getting fucked up here.
It's getting incrementally louder.
I'm messing it up. Hang on. Technology. Let me turn that overlay off. Let me turn the music down.
Fuck for that. Sorry. It was lovely.
There we go. In the background. There we go. Scott made a mod. We like Scott's mod.
Fantastic. I really like Scott.
Absolutely stunning.
It's a beautiful thing, and I think definitely worth showing. It's good to see him trying something a bit different and getting some shape into these boxes.
It's a really natural looking mod as well. I really like it.
Yeah, I think it's.
The story that he'd drawn around his hand, sort of thing, on a piece of paper, and then
It's still loud.
Still loud.
Yes, really loud, man.
Is that better?
I'll tell you what else, it's ambidextrous.
Oh, that's better.
totally ambidextrous. It's a lefty if ever I saw one.
And the right
It's a thumb firer, isn't it? This is a
Right.
thumb firer.
It's a thumb.
James,
You know what it
James.
is, Rick? I looked at that and I thought, thumb firer, squat with it with the middle finger. That's going to be an awesome mod.
And he's got big hands, isn't he? Fuck, like shovels, Scott Bonner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think it's a beautiful looking thing. It's different. I like different. I think he could have curved it. I think he could curve it a bit more, personally. But
I like that degree of curve, and I think the wood is beautiful. All of Scott's woods are beautiful.
He's got some beautiful wood, that lad.
Yeah,
Got some beautiful wood.
Good
Going
wood.
back to, I mean, we were talking about this, just we touched on it briefly with Martin and Paul. It's like seeing people like, you know, Scott Bonner now making mods. It is incredible.
Yeah,
You know.
Even Basardo and Dimitri.
Absolutely. Yeah. Watch them making atomize and stuff like that.
But they're not getting their hands. They're not getting their hands dirty making anything though. Scott has learnt to stabilise wood all in the last year. He's learnt to stabilise his own wood, and he's started making mods that are saleable. Very saleable, I'd say.
I mean, yeah, and Bonner is, Bonner's one of the godfathers of UK vaping. I mean,
Well, he was the original reviewer for me. He was the first one I ever found.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He's the one who got me. I've said this to Scott a few times. When I still stand next to him, and he's now a mate of mine, and there is still that bloke stopped me smoking.
Yeah, quite.
Yeah, we all love Scott.
I think where owning a Bonner it's almost like a privilege. Like it's more than just.
I shave my face with a Bonner razor. Just Bonner, a razor.
Yeah, he's definitely got a market with it when he start. Well, I know he's selling some already, but he'll sell whatever he makes because he's a nice bloke and he makes something quality. So
that's
love
really
it.
good.
Really nice.
Really good.
Really good,
Well,
Scott.
I
Really
think we're at 2 hours and nearly 20 minutes now.
We are. I think that's about our time, isn't it?
Have we got a troll of the week or not? No.
No.
Okie doke, then. I think that's the end of the show.
No,
Is that the end of it for us all? Is it? I think it is.
It's been a good show, though. I feel as though it's been a good show. I think this one's going to get like
I don't think we're allowed to review it.
10,000 views on this one. I think it's going to be. It might go viral. I've got a feeling,
Could do.
Could
go.
Well, everyone needs something to go to sleep to, don't they? So
I need those 3 downvotes before midnight. I just hope they're there.
Well, anyway, look, thanks ever so much for coming on, Martin.
Yes, Martin,
it's been a pleasure.
Make sure someone does a post with the link and stuff to the.
I posted it earlier on just now. In fact,
right, that's brilliant.
Well, I'll say show some love for this juice brand, everybody who's watching this, because they're old school mixers, and give it a go get back down to your only 50/50s and your lower wattage.
Guys.
It's while we're at it, someone make some atomizers so people can do that. That'd be nice.
Oh, thank you. Yes, good man.
Yes.
Let's
go back.
People are trying.
Let's go back to the future. Come on.
Let's think about airflow rather than just bore a fucking great big hole through it.
I like it when it gets to the end and it was a little bit too much to drink and it's just honest stuff.
I want some thoughtful airflow. Yeah, let's do it.
No.
Not cyclonic. None of that cyclonic rubbish.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. This has been the Ideal Aim Show, and we will see you next Thursday.
See you next Thursday.
Bye.
Ta-ra.